So this is a short video that I want to demonstrate some of the power of Microsoft Power Query. So the footy season's about to start, so what I thought I would do is I'll come to the AFL website, I'll go to the Fixtures, and here's the Fixtures page, and there's a table by round, by club, by venue. So what I'm going to do is copy that URL, and I'll come into Excel, create a new sheet, and the first thing I'll do is go into Power Query and do a web query, give it the URL, execute the query, and what Power Query does is it goes to that site and brings back the tables that it can find. So I'm going to select Fixtures by Team, and I'll edit that query. And so out of the box, this is what the data looks like, and this is just the data for the Crows. So so what I want to do now is get this into a format which is a little bit more useful to me. So you can see that it has the date and then followed by the game details, and that's not very useful. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a filter, and I'm going to do a text filter, and contains, in fact I'm going to do, does not contain the word round, and what that will do is just give me the game details. Next thing I want to do is I want to actually pass this. There's a short description and a long description, and so I want to pass it, but there's no delimiter there. So that's a bit of a problem, but there is a solution. So what I'm going to do, as you'll see here, is I'm going to do a replace values. And so I'm going to replace the V ADL, which is every time Adelaide has an away game, and I'm going to replace it with V space ADL, comma. And that will go ahead and put a comma in all the away games. And then I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to add another text filter, sorry. I'm going to do where is it? Place values, of course. And for the home games, I'm going to replace Adelaide Crows space V with comma Adelaide Crows V. And that will put a delimiter in the other ones. Now that I've got that, I can do a split column by delimiter, comma, and now I've got that into two different columns. So I'm going to now hit apply and close, and that query executes, and now I've got that data in the table. But what you would probably notice is that I've lost the date information, because the date information was on the same row as the round number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that query and edit a second version of the query. And this is the history. This is everything that I did. You can actually step back in time and see what the data looked like at every stage of the query. So what I'm going to do is work my way back, get rid of this information that I don't need, and this is the one that filters out. So I'm going to edit this one. It says does not contain. This time I want to keep everything that contains the word round, and there's the information. And so what I'd like to do now is pass the round and the date into two different columns. But once again, there's no delimiter, and they're different width. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to split the column by delimiter, and I'm going to split by space at the leftmost delimiter, so that puts round in the first column. Then I'm going to do it again, split column by delimiter, space at the first instance. There's a few different ways you could do this. I could actually just delete the word round and pull it out that way. Then I'm going to change the type to text, because I want to concatenate these back together, and I can't do them unless they're the same type. And now I'm going to insert a new column, which is going to be match 1, ampersand, space, ampersand, match 2.1. And so now I've got a new column, and I can just take these two and remove them. And there's the date information, and I don't need these, so I can just remove those columns as well. And load to worksheet, hit apply and close. And there's my second lot of information. But of course now they're on two separate sheets, which is not very useful. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to join these two together. So I'm going to go to the first query and edit it. And what I'm going to do here is insert an index column. So that gives a unique index for every column. And so that's the first one, apply and close. And then I'm going to do the same with the second one. I'm going to insert an index column. And now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select merge. I want to merge these two tables. And so, I've got my first table here, and I want to merge that one with the other table I've got. And all I have to do is tell it where's the cross-reference, which is there, and I'll only select the matching rows. And there we go, this comes up to say that it's a separate table, but if I click here, expand, it will then expand out all the columns. So just to tidy up now, I'm going to remove the index columns. I'm going to rename these. So okay, and then so that's all the data. Load to worksheet and hit apply and close, and that's it. There's the data from the web.